Hello, I'm Nancy Naomi Carlson, and I wanted to thank Tina Cover for noticing the three translations I posted on my Facebook page by prize-winning poet and writer Sylvie Kandé, who is French-Senegalese. And these three poems come from the book that we are awaiting, which is called Gestuary. It is going to be published by Seagull Books, coming out in a week. So we're very excited. Um, Gestuary is a gathering of gestures, and it's inspired by Michel Leris's glossary, a collection of glosses. These lyrical gestures are drawn from Sylvie's childhood memories, the horrible legacy of slave trade, Diola, customs and culture, and many other sources. They are tender and terrible, real, surreal, staged. They're intimate and detached. In the first poem I'll be reading, the boundaries between the living and the dead are blurred. The warring dead won. Rowdy, they push against the fence that swings between our realm and theirs. Army with no shadow or leader or uniform, save for a ragged panya, a worn-out shroud, they come surging in thick waves. Some brandish rusted-out muskets with both hands, while others, adorned with amulets, sharpen machetes on jagged rocks from the roadway. In the crowd, a boy buckling under the mercenary weight of a submachine gun sometimes stops to scratch his misshapen belly, crawling with horse flies. And while their stuttering griot sings a lost paean, let it be said and known only death kills. Here they come, looting our rice fields, polluting our wells, and leaving our granaries reeking of musk. They demand the wages of oblivion before heading back to the camp in the sacred woods glade. The next poem that I'll read is an elegy to the author's maternal grandmother. Mute gull. No longer knowing on which leg to dance, she takes off, as if with regret, with the puzzled cry of our seabirds. Perhaps offended, her soul tacks and turns, flails above the sharp edge of the cliff, and takes a nosedive into the dark water, out of despair, out of vengeance, too. And meanwhile, we're running on the coastal path, crying tears the wind wrests from us. Given the boiling abyss down below and our tacit consent to her flight, with listless anguish, we wring our hands. This last poem is an elegy for the author's father. And a few things to know. The return of 7 of his attributes refers to the idea of reincarnation held by many African cultures, whereby the departed one chooses a child in which to reappear. And there's an epigraph too. Departed night butterfly of mine, a sad song. Epigraph. Just like you, I was such a rebel. So dance your own dance and never forget. Joe Cocker. Tonight the lamp consents to cremate the butterflies of night. A long crackling and ancient acridness signal the reconciled death of one whose time has come. The light splashes the long messenger dirge, unfurling its ink, and slowly it sighs. Outside, the drunkard at twilight, riveted to a nearby post, brays and brays his absurd breviary to anyone who'll listen. The man shouts himself hoarse to no avail. No, the haughty skyscrapers will never care about the sudden fate of these golden night butterflies. Departed night butterfly of mine, a cup and plate were placed beneath his bed. A few nights were placed at the end of a few days, and then his body at ease in the ampleness of cotton cloth woven in yellow, black, and mauve. His beautiful brown wings, carefully folded, await the hour of rebirth, the flight, the return of 7 of his attributes. Down at the bottom of a well, his eyes, getting used to the dark, discern the shimmery silhouettes of the unborn and elders dancing in the hollow sound of silence. Into his floating casket about to depart, they loaded their distress and sampagna, the decorated staff he loved, a poem and tender gestures, a little resin and incense. Given a second chance, be sure, mother, I would add a number for the sake of connection. 13, of course, for luck, 5 to celebrate from now on, plus a gossamer thread for our descendants, a meadow buttercup, and then a mallow rose. Nailed, carried, flowered, chanted, draped, blessed, roped, refreshed, buried, disappeared. On the eye spot on his wing, on his burnt belly, the great weight of wreaths. November, a drizzle. On his silvery verbs, a gravestone, nothing more. With frenzied clawing, I wish I could scratch the soft and bitter dirt, ransack the flowers, unravel the wind. Mad with rage, I'd rip the page, trying in tears and in vain to bury my wound. Who will ever speak of the sad fortitude of these golden night butterflies that one fine evening consent to offer the dryness of their bodies to the fire beast, enraged to have waited so long to consume them? Alas, my dear, my sweet mother, he's dead, this night butterfly of mine. On the ground, let them pour wine for the newborn ancestor, for the one who in dreams returns. Thank you so much for listening.